Captain! You
Nice.
can see it right there.
It says right there, Captain's Mode, next to 10 out of 10.
Well, hello back again, Dota fans! It is Wednesday night, which means it is Dota is Hard in-house night. My name is Danavis. Joining me as always is my wonderful primary caster, The.Spectre.
The.Spectre Prime.
Spectre Prime. What are you, like, the leader of the Autobots now? Huh?
Oh, baby.
Is that what you are?
For sure.
Of course.
And we
I am
have-
not going to be Danavis Tron. That's just not going to happen.
No. Danatron?
No.
You just sound like some weird kind of sex robot.
Well, that fits me rather well then.
It's just a sex machine. And nobody but you. We are back with our second game for Dota is Hard of the night. It's going to be a standard Captain's Mode draft. A lot of people we know in this game, actually. We've got Shockz, Kathified, Jbone, and SoapyCub. We know the Dire. We've cast them all before multiple times. On the side of the Radiant, we have HDY.
No, let me do it.
Okay, sure.
HDY, who we saw last game, he did a fairly poor job on the Wisp, unfortunately. Panic, who dominated with Bloodseeker. SomeTails, I feel like I know him.
Yeah,
Noobaholic
we've cast him before, as well as Noobaholic.
And of course, a close personal friend of mine, Anuxi. Well known for her.
Do you know how to say the name Anuxi without close personal friend before it?
I've not. I mean, well, then I just say Stephanie. I mean, no, you know. But I don't. No, that's just
Don't give away personal info, man.
It is, of course, on her Steam page as well. So.
Don't give away slightly not very hard at all to find information, man.
Of course not. Bill, wink, wink.
Hi, Danavis, whose name is certainly Steve.
Of course, that's the only logical way you get to Danavis.
Of course, Jbone's name is Jerome, Kathified is Kathy, and I don't know anyone else's real name.
I'm going to assume that Car's name is Karen?
Nah, Car's a dude.
I know, his name is Karen.
Oh, okay. It's just a unisex name now.
Yeah, it is. It's like Ashley.
Alright. Well, back to the draft. We have very, very standard first picks, first bans. Going to see the Batrider and the Tree, two of the most annoying laning heroes to go against in the game, being banned out by the Radiant, and the Nix combo being banned out by the Dire, not wanting to verse that damn raging Nix as well as the Invis Nix.
Yeah, meanwhile the Rubik picked up, and then immediately he begins giggling to himself in glee as Magnus is picked up for the other team.
Gotta steal that RP.
With his many delicious spells.
Yeah, it's
I'm happy with anything I steal from a Magnus.
Oh, definitely. It's all fun, except for maybe Empower. It's not the best to really have as a Rubik.
But I mean,
it's still useful for your team, though.
Yeah, great for your team, and especially because, I mean, Empower has a 12-second cooldown.
Yeah.
You can slap it down on a couple of your teammates. Grab something else.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like RP where you have to hold it and wait.
Yeah.
You can get the benefit of the Empower and then steal something else, you know?
It is decent.
And especially if you use it on your carry, that's just...
Yeah. We're going to see... It'll be interesting to see how they're going to lane Rubik. Really running Rubik as a position 2 in that mid-roll's fallen off dramatically after TI2. He's just so useful as a support hero with the guaranteed stun from telekinesis. It's just really useful in lane, basically. And we're going to see an Alchemist picked up by the Dire as well. Probably going to be part of a defensive tri-lane with Rubik Alchemist +1. I would assume it would be a support hero like maybe...
Lena?
Yeah, Alina. Alina's good for after the lift. Maybe a Leshrac if they want to get a bit heavier on the push.
I'd love a good Leshrac.
And of course, the Lina and Leshrac are probably heroes that they should be banning out against the Shadow Demon. Kunkka also a very valid ban, because that disruption really sets up Torrent, Split Earth, and Light Strike Array. Also, something that the Radiant should consider is going in an aggressive tri-lane against this Alchemist, because he's really a hero that you want to shut down early on. Of course, RNGG could then see the draft and then try and switch him to another lane, but...
No, I say go for the quad lane, abandon bottom entirely, grab a mid, quad lane top, destroy that Alchemist.
And we see We see the Queen of Pain being banned out by the Radiant. Not wanting to... I would say then definitely it's going to be a mid-Magnus. Is sometimes seen in the off lane, but really most often seen in a mid for quick 6, and it can also make a lot of use with Bottle Crowing, with Shockwave being the most mana efficient to damage spell in the game. So and Aquap really just stomps all over Magnus with the range harass as well as the Shadow Strike. It just, you never have a fun time in mid as Magnus.
I would like to see them pick up an Obsidian Destroyer.
You
or
mean
Devourer,
an Outworld Devourer?
Whatever his name is. I
It's
don't know what
Outworld
it is.
Devourer. It used to be Obsidian Destroyer, and if they do pick him, I'll say it like 10 times. But
that's his name.
From Valve...
Damn, copyright be damned.
Exactly. From Valve side of things, he's Outworld Devourer. I can't say I agree with the decision.
OD.
Exactly. So I'm going to just say...
I would love to see the OD picked up. He shits over every single mid.
Pretty much. I almost wrote Sped Dota as our link.
Well, you are a bit of a sped, so probably would have redirected.
Yep, so back into the pick screen. Doesn't look horribly disgusting anymore. The Darkseer gets banned out by the Radiant side, not wanting to go against that strong offlaner. Quite smart bans from the Radiant so far, banning out a very strong mid and offlaner, which is exactly what the Dire are lacking. The Dire do ban out that Leshrac, so we're not going to see the Split Earth follow-up for the Shadow Demon. It'll be interesting to see whether Radiant decide to pick up their combo hero now to definitely have it with the Shadow Demon, or whether they'll leave it open as a 4th or 5th pick so that the Dire uses another remaining ban on one of those combo heroes.
Yeah, speaking of the Darkseer, just noting that Darkseer ban, that's a good plan because, I mean, as we know from recent experience, a Darkseer can win you a game where you have to defend for the last 45 minutes.
Oh dear god. Oh dear god, that game.
For those who don't understand, we did recently play a game that went on for an excruciating 85 minutes.
Yeah, we were 2 racks down against a Nature's Prophet and a Tinker for a good 40 minutes or more. Eventually managed to team wipe them twice because of course they all bought back and just pushed down middle and took out the throne. But
yeah, it did entail about 30 minutes at the end there of me as Darkseer defending all by my lonesome against
I was defending as well. It wasn't quite half an hour alone.
It was at least 20 minutes of me defending by myself.
It was 15 minutes.
I think we need to go back to the replay.
I think we should cast that replay at some point.
We should. It'll be mostly us sitting there going, oh my god! So much, just push!
And Darkseer goes to the top with the Ion Shell, and goes to the bottom with the Ion Shell, Lina, Light Strike Array, and Dragon Slave through the creeps.
We will after the fact cast that game at some point.
Oh, definitely. Some awesome plays by myself, gotta say.
Oh yeah.
And Danavis proving that Darkseer is the ultimate brain-dead hero.
Yeah, even I can play him.
Even if you are a potato with arms, you can play Darkseer.
Yep. Love you too.
Nah, Danavis is fine. I joke. Darkseer is one of his favorite heroes, so he does know how to play him competently.
Just barely.
Just barely. We see a Keeper of the Light being picked up by the Dire side. Definitely deliberating over their picks this game. It's going to be used in that tri-lane. It definitely has to be in the tri-lane. You're not going to put him mid, you're not going to put him solo in the off-lane. Unless you want to run a demon off-lane Keeper of the Light, where you just grab a Quelling Blade, eat your way into the trees, and randomly illuminate people to annoy them extremely.
Always good fun.
But, yeah, probably going to be in that tri-lane with a Rubik and Alchemist. So it'll be interesting to see what the Dire picks up for their off-lane and mid-laner.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I'd love to see an OD mid. I still think that'd work incredibly well.
OD, definitely a good hero, and something that has been popping up in competitive play a lot. Definitely from Orange with Mushi on that OD.
Yeah. Be as mana efficient as you want, Mag. It doesn't do crap if you have no mana.
Exactly. It would perfectly counter the Magnus and just render him useless. He'll have like 40 mana with a couple of stacks of Astral Imprisonment on. And it just...
And just won't be able to come to the lane for last. It's just
exactly.
nothing.
Even if he has the bottle. Nah, all gone.
Yeah. So that would just destroy him. But I don't know. People tend to not think of the OD.
Yep. I think that the DotA definitely will be thinking of him because I know for a fact that Jbone watches a lot of comp games. So he's probably got that fresh in his mind. But not too sure. Windrunner is going to be the pick for the Radiant for their offlaner.
Love a good Windrunner.
Which is quite a decent pick against this offensive tri-lane as well, or defensive tri-lane rather, because the Alchemist stun is physical damage. If Windrunner uses that Windrun, I believe she dodges it. Yeah, it says physical attacks.
It's only physical attack.
Yeah, I think it's only right clicks.
It is only right clicks.
Yeah, exactly. So not going to be...
all physical damage, I think, would be a little bit imber. Because there are...
Yeah, it would be, definitely.
I think... God, I don't even know. Does snipe use physical?
No,
it feels like it should.
Pretty sure that's magical.
It would make sense, I guess. It's magical.
There
are other things.
We see a Storm Spirit picked up, and I would assume that Car's going to be playing that with his Storm Spirit profile pick there.
Yeah, Car is actually one of Blitz's aliases, so probably be playing the Storm Spirit there.
Watch out, Radiant team.
Yes, watch out.
Still lacking an offlaner for RNGG, as well as the offlaner for the Radiant. Oh no, sorry, the Windrunner is already the offlaner. The mid hero is Magnus. We're going to see a farming carry for their side. So RNGG is probably going to ban out something like the Void or the Spectre. Something similar to that. Possibly the PA. A PA with Empower is definitely something that you do not want to go against. Especially with the amount of lockdown that the Radiant team have at the moment. They've got the Disruption, the Burrow Strike, and the Shackle Shot.
And you're, they need another hard carry of some sort.
Well, they need a hard carry. Magnus and Windrunner semis at very best, and that's if you manage to steamroll it. And they ban out the Gyro, so
that is the best call. I didn't think of him. But yeah, with the Magnus and the grouping together.
Yeah, with RP, flat cannon, you definitely don't want to be against that Gyro. I think someone like a PA or a Sven even can do a lot of damage along with that RP.
Sven.
Magnus and Sven, kind of a forgotten combo after it was kind of figured out, I would say, which all you need is really something like a Shadow Demon or a Beastmaster, but it would be a great niche 5th pickup. But they go for the Luna instead. Still a very good pick. Glaives goes through on the RP, so you're going to get a lot of AoE damage there. As well as Eclipse on a nice little clumped up target.
One of Anuxi's favourite heroes, so we might see her on it.
I think we'll probably see Anuxi on the Sand King.
Yeah.
I think...
we'll see.
I think SomeTails...
I'm going to call Panic on the Windrunner.
No, I think SomeTails on the Windrunner. And Panic on the Luna. We see a Bounty Hunter is the final pickup for the Radiant side, the Dire side rather, so that is going to be the offlaner.
Better hunt him some bounties.
And Anuxi actually picks up the Shadow Demon, and Panic picks up the Luna. So there we
go.
Both
very wrong.
No, I was right. I said Panic on the Luna.
They said Panic on the...
No, I said Panic on the Luna and SomeTails on the Windrunner.
Oh, right. Well... we'll have to go to the replay to verify that.
SomeTails on the Magnus, so I was wrong there. There you go, you have your sweet, sweet revenge.
Sweet, sweet victory.
On the side of the Radiant, we have HDY reprising his role as captain on the Windrunner, Panic on the Luna, SomeTails on the Magnus, Anuxi on the Shadow Demon, and Noobaholic on the Sand King.
Close personal friend. Over on the Dire side, Car will be, as predicted, I think, playing the Storm Spirit. Shockz taking on that Bounty Hunter. Kathified playing the supporting Keeper of the Light. Jbone on the Alchemist. And SoapyCub playing the Grand Magus.
Yes, and it is as expected. They're going to be sending an offensive tri-lane against this defensive tri-lane. We're going to see a farming Windrunner actually in this tri-lane with the Magnus mid and the solo Luna down bottom.
Oh, I don't know. I'm really not feeling this tri-lane at top I mean, Rubik doesn't have any cosmetic items. He doesn't even have the big collar. So I just think he's not gonna be able to do well enough.
We're gonna see a bit of a come through. Kathified very out of position here. Anuxi not able to use the disruption yet. Jbone comes in, eats a couple of auto attacks, but really just a sentry ward placed down.
Hasn't skilled the disruption yet.
Yeah.
Skills anything.
Basically always the skill you want to get first. And Jbone grabs the stun first. Good follow up for Rubik's stun, so not really too bad there. But we do also see it was the sentry from the Radiant as well as the observer ward placed there, which does block that camp off.
Double damage.
Luna
What's the point of the sentry here, though?
To stop them dewarding. So if they drop a sentry ward, somewhere around here to try and deward the camp, they can deward the deward. But no, Kathified plants down the sentry, but chooses not to attack the Radiant one. Maybe not seeing it around the corner. There it is.
Yeah,
so they're going to kill
hidden
off
a
that
little bit in
sentry
the
ward
fog.
now. But they'll probably think they've dewarded it, even though.
Well, it's not going to be in range of the other one.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to have to
I
find
didn't
that out
know
at the
that
minute mark.
I honestly didn't know that spot dewards it.
Yeah.
Wards it, rather.
Yeah, it sure does. If you get it over far enough to the left, it may be just out of range, and it looks like it is. You actually have to get it like pretty much right there for it to block it off.
So a little bit of misplay there.
Yeah. Jbone wisely picking up a stout shield instead of a quelling blade as his first item, and he really needs his support in lane at the moment to harass this Windrunner and Shadow Demon back. Definitely the right choice by the Radiant to run an aggressive tri-lane so that Alchemist doesn't get the free farm. But they're still going to have to play it right to really capitalize. SoapyCub picking up Anuxi and actually throwing her back, and the creeps are going to pass over the other sides of basically the trees there. So
no,
Jbone's going to be able to...
unless my game's bugged, she still hasn't skilled anything.
Anuxi... Nope, still nothing skilled. Unless, of course, mine's bugged as well.
Oh, no, she's got the disruption now. Only picked up one level up. Maybe she accidentally skilled stats?
It looks like it. She's got +2 and she has no stat items, so it was a unfortunate level 1 stat build from Anuxi.
Very effective on the Shadow Demon.
Next level tri-lane plays. Meanwhile, Panic and Shockz going woman on beast in the bottom lane.
Hey. It's woman on gerbil, thank you very much.
Woman on gerbil in the bottom lane. And it's honestly a matchup that I thought Bounty Hunter would do a lot better in. And we missed the first blood. Jbone looks like he's gone to the shop and has paid for it with his life. Gets caught out by the disruption as well as the stun. And a power shot. Possibly a shackle as well. So, keeping up our excellent record of missing stuns.
That's why you don't go shopping. It's just a terrible idea. Just don't do it.
Never go shopping. So yeah, back to what I was talking about when I missed First Blood, was I thought Luna would actually do a lot better against, rather Bounty Hunter would do a lot better against Luna in this matchup, being able to just kind of harass with Janata as well as just sit in the lane in invis. We see a lot of damage coming out on top. Noobaholic eating the acid spray. SoapyCub unable to get in range for the lift, unfortunately. Kathified throwing out an Illuminate, doing a lot of damage to Anuxi there, who's going to have to go back to base. In fact, if she's not quick enough, these creeps may do quite a bit of damage, but they get soaked up by the wave.
She does have a salve, though, so she's going to salve back up. No need to go back to base, as you said.
There we go. Still does have a Tango as well, so that's always available.
Mid lane. Here comes Noobaholic.
Noobaholic comes in from the stun, but
back away.
Doesn't really, it doesn't really do too much apart from lets Khan know that he's in the neighborhood.
I think he was maybe expecting a little bit of follow up from the Magnus, but it just didn't come.
Yeah, Magnus only at level 5, so no RP available. I don't think they would.
Would have been nice to see him get around behind him, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. If he had been on point and had run into mid as fast as he could, I think he could have gone in for the skewer back. But for now, just going to be sitting there and getting some nice
XP. Get lucky on finding an illusion rune at the bottom here. I'll let him bottle that up.
SomeTails. Magnus really not a great hero for rune, rune contesting. Basically, the only advantage you have is either you can skewer to the rune, which means you can't skewer away if you get in trouble, or you can skewer someone up onto a cliff and get them stuck.
Always fun.
It's probably one of the.
Of course, you don't want to get yourself up there as well.
Exactly, you got to stop just short. Anuxi's going to come out. The disruption comes out as well as the soul catcher on the Keeper of the Light. The stun comes through as well as the shackle shot. That is the death. Jbone throws out a nice 2-man stun, but there's just no follow-up. Rubik is not in the neighborhood, and this tri-lane is going pretty disastrously for the Dire side. We've got the Windrunner up at 17 last hits, and the Alchemist sitting at only 11. And this is in
slightly random sentry ward placed here by Kathy up top. I don't understand it.
Yeah, not quite sure either. Possibly they thought there was a lane ward there, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, just a bit.
Nobody would ward there. Like you ward maybe down here. You can ward in the lane, but nobody's placing this to get this tiny little corridor of vision.
Yeah, exactly.
This is bad.
There you go.
Maybe a Sand King was in Sand. Yeah, right, fair enough.
Best do something about
that sounds like a very viable option, something that I didn't think of.
Very.
Sand King.
Juicy, of course, there defending his woman against our attacks and
attacks on her character.
Attacks on her character and skill.
We do see Shockz at bottom, still quite naked. Only the 11 last hits to his name, whereas Panic up at 29, definitely getting the upper hand in this lane. Does have the ultimate.
Got me excited for a second there.
What?
Well, you said Shockz is naked, and I thought, oh, alright, well, there you go.
And Luna does have the ultimate online, is level 7 and has maxed out that beam, so really still can't kill off Shockz without the help of some dust or a sentry ward. But definitely something that the Radiant support should think about is rotating down. Keeper of the Light killing off Windrunner with a nice Illuminate there. Just catching the end of that blast when I put the camera up. But unfortunately nothing else coming from it. Looks like Jbone's taking quite a bit of damage, but he's going to salve up. Has put his first point into Greevil's Greed. So we might see a little bit more farming from him. I think the Radiant should really stack up... The Dire should really stack up some camps for him. And then be able to take it down with an Illuminate Blast and Acid Spray.
Yeah, it would definitely help out his farm a little bit.
Yeah,
he has gone for only 1 point in Greevil's Grid to focus more on the spray and the unstable concoction.
Which is definitely what you want to do against the tri-lane. For anyone who does play the Alchemist up against the tri-lane, you basically want to max that Acid Spray first so you can get them out of the way. And Luna goes down with some help from the...
Top lane. There's stuff happening.
The shackle shot comes through. An excellent shot from HDY again. And the stun coming out from Jbone on Noobaholic. Not managing to get dodged. Gets hit within the fade time. But he's going to be able to run away on low health.
Yeah, good kill there. Good kill. Not sure how the Luna died.
Rotation from Car. He went down to the bottom lane and... kept him in place while Bounty Hunter hit him with Janata and the Shuriken Toss.
That would do it.
It certainly would. So some nice rotation from Car there, picking off the, not quite free farming Luna, but definitely the most farmed Radiant hero on the map.
I gotta say, I don't really agree with Shockz's build here. He's going for points in Janata. I much prefer getting that Shuriken Toss early.
I think it is a great skill to have, but Janata does give you so much with that kind of guaranteed last hit damage, and they're going to do it again. Car comes down, the track comes out, the electric vortex, and the overload damage is just too much. Luna throwing out Elusive Beam before she dies, but there's nothing you can do about it. SomeTails, meanwhile, rotates top, throws out a shockwave, and takes down most of Kathified's health. She's really, really kind of susceptible to that burst damage. Even gets salved up by SoapyCub, I believe, so even supports helping out supports in this tri-lane here.
Support's gotta support supports.
Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it.
Gotta do it for the brothers.
Really, this Alchemist starts to charge up the stun, throws it out on Anuxi. A lot of damage coming here. The Illuminate looks like it's set to come out and hits on Shadow Demon. Excellent shot there by Kathified. And the Overload is not going to proc on HDY because it does get evaded by that Wind Run. So a long zip in, but unfortunately not able to get a kill from it.
Good use of the wind run there just to escape.
Definitely is. Car, meanwhile, looks like he's trying to do a little bit of jungling with the Remnant and Overload charges. Something that I have seen done in a pro game before was a jungle Storm Spirit, where you basically just max Revenant and Overload and just farm up stack camps, basically. It's
That'd be pretty hard.
Yeah, it's something that I've never had the balls to do myself because I just think it would go terribly, but yeah, it's something that's popped up before.
It'd be just a lot of kiting, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it would be the funnest jungle to run.
Oh, look at that! You got a little.
Oh, we've got a haste.
Oh, that's actually that is a self-made shagbark. Very rare sight.
It is indeed, of course, Anuxi being... Oh, he's trying to kill off that shagbark. One more auto attack, and it's going to be a Courier Snipe with that haste room. Some excellent play from Carl there.
And that is a self-made shagbark dying. Also a very rare sight.
Shockz in a little bit of trouble. The sentry ward thrown down behind the tower, but they're not going to be able to find him. The pings come out from Bounty Hunter. He knows there's something placed down here. Wants it dewarded immediately. And with the supports rotating off this top lane, Jbone's managed to pick up quite a few more last hits here. So already up at 26 when he was at about 15 before. So hopefully he's able to accelerate that farm even further.
Shagbark just stays there forever, apparently.
Or is he just
I mean, he's just sort of face planting,
right? Just on the steps, like he's like tried to get up him and tripped and just smacked his head into the stairs.
That's it. That's how he died. He just tripped. Oh man!
Getting aggressive on the mid. They want to make a kill happen on this Magnus, I think.
In bad shape.
Meanwhile, the DotA are putting a lot of pressure on this top tower, but they really need to find some more farm for this Alchemist. I think Car's going to do a decent job. He's done a very good job of farming up the mid and ganking the Luna twice. Looks like he's going for a Bloodstone rush. But you really need something more than a Storm Spirit endgame.
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
Yeah, he just doesn't scale of it.
The stun comes out, the track thrown out, but does manage to get under the tower before it hits. So that's going to be the end of the aggression there. Pings out from Anuxi, walks straight into the Bounty Hunter, going to get tracked up. Only one last auto attack needed, but the Disruption come out as well as the Soul Catcher. And that stun from the SK as well as the Shockwave is going to be enough to kill them off. Smoke popped by Noobaholic on a tracked hero.
She is tracked.
Yeah, so the DotA is going to spot this out and know something's coming. Magnus sitting on top. He zips in, grabs the Magnus before he can do anything. Oh, but a nice two-man shackle coming out from HDY, followed up by the RP, but the Disruption also thrown out. HDY getting a double kill. Car doing his best to try and salvage something from this, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. And Anuxi just on 2 low health, basically, coming out there. And actually disrupts...
wanted it, but he couldn't get the kill on Car there.
Exactly. Unfortunately disrupts one of the DotA heroes under the RP. Something that you shouldn't generally do because it sort of wastes the duration of RP a little bit. You want to save that disruption for when your allies are being kind of counter-initiated. You can save them from a bit of damage incoming. A really good kind of counter against the Alchemist stun, which does travel very slowly. You can easily just toss it on the unit that's about to get hit, and they don't get hit by all that damage. So Shagbark does respawn, and that is a self-made Shagbark. Very cool. Ha! I didn't notice he gets the deal with its sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether it's like just for hers, or whether it's when they get upgraded to
all flying careers. All the flying
awesome.
Shagbarks.
Oh, when Illuminate comes out, Jbone just manages to get the stun off, so it's not going to be a self-stun. But nothing's going to be able to come from it. Meanwhile, Luna has pushed the bottom tower on her lonesome, has picked up the phase boots, and looks like she's going to head into a Helm of the Dominator, just going to stack up some Ancients and take him down. Oh, Panic throws out the Eclipse and takes down the low health Bounty Hunter. But now he is going to get taken out, and SoapyCub, for some reason, not choosing to steal the Eclipse from Luna there. Had ample time to use the ultimate.
Yeah.
But unfortunately
not really thinking
it
through, I think.
Yeah, but they do manage to get the kill for a trade on the Bounty Hunter, and is a track kill. So it's something that you're okay to trade. It was a bit unfortunate. Some quick fingers from Panic there, killing off Shockz on the Bounty Hunter. So a nice little play by him, managing to get something when he knew all was lost. HDY taking quite a bit of damage, just sitting in this acid spray. And it looks like the Dire are going to try and get more aggressive on him as well. They know that HDY's at about half health. And Shockz is doing a good job of rotating around the map, trying to get kills. They can see SomeTails here. Jbone pops it. Oh, the RP gets dropped instantly, and the skewer gets taken back. The shackle shot comes out as well as the power shot. But he's going to be able to stun up SomeTails, and he escapes. The double damage not being popped instantly, and the shockwave's going to miss. A nice epicenter from Sand King kills off the Bounty Hunter on the back side. SoapyCub and Kathified coming in, but not going to be able to make anything of this fight.
Yeah, killing spree on the Sand King there.
Yeah, SomeTails unfortunately...
Nice stuff.
Yeah, SomeTails unfortunately not popping the double damage straight after the RP came out. I think if he had done that, they would have had enough damage to take down that Alchemist.
Might have forgotten it was there.
Possibly, but does pop it a little bit later. Car, meanwhile, has most of the components for the Bloodstone, is only 700 gold away from completing it if he does disassemble those mana boots. So we're going to see Car a lot more active around the map. He is sitting at the top of the net worth charts right now, but we do see 3 of the Radiant Heroes following him very quickly. So overall, if we take a quick look at the XP graph, it's 1.5k in favor of the Radiant. It looks like they might go aggressive on SomeTails here. It comes out, and the stun comes out right before the skewer comes off. So a nice little track kill for the Dire again, and that's the way that they're going to be able to kind of make their way back into this game, is Shockz rotating around the map, getting those track kills, and getting a gold deficit up on the Radiant side.
Mid-tower's getting banged up.
Some pings coming out on Car here on the mid lane. He's going to be doing some damage to that tower. Not going to push it, of course. Just doing a little bit of tower harass.
If we look at the gold, it's around 2.2k in favor of the Radiant, so even with these track kills just not coming out. I saw, but Shockz not willing to go one-on-one with the Luna when his Shadow Walk's so far off cooldown. In fact, Anuxi getting gone on here. Self-disrupts, but it might set up for the Illuminate. Yes, just clips him as she comes out of the disruption. But Car's not going to have any follow-up because he is very low on mana. Gets the Chakra Magic though.
The Dire might
going to come out, and ping's coming out on that Dire ward, so they do know it's there. Possibly doing some dewarding now. Noobaholic.
Alchemist's going to go top, farm up that lane.
Yeah, this is what the Radiant can't afford to do. They can't leave that Alchemist alone in a lane because of the way that Greevil's Greed works. Even though he's, you know, halfway down the net worth chart right now, he can pop back up with 5 minutes of free farm. Because
Plus, if he keeps missing last hits, won't do that.
Of course not. It looks like he is going for the Shadow Blade build, so going to be getting a lot more aggressive. Kathified is going to try and stack these Ancients, going to be successful, of course. And Anuxi doing a bit of dewarding here at the bottom lane. The Illusion Rune is pinged out. And Car has finished up his Bloodstone. That now starts with 8 charges, it appears. And can also be activated on ground to suicide. So it's a way to keep your... you basically keep your streak going because your enemies don't get gold for the kill. And also it's a good way of doing an early heal on a carry if it's necessary. It can be a very, very clutch item used correctly.
Yeah. Apparently there's a 79% win rate on Storm Spirits that pick up the Bloodstone before 20 minutes.
Yeah, nice little stat. Thank you, Juicy, for
Thank you to Juicy, the stat man.
Statman Juicy. Oh, the top Radiant tower taking quite a bit of damage from this siege creep. One more hit and it's going to be in deny range, so Noobaholic should just be able to deny off this tower. Kills off the siege creep. And decides to leave it, only at 92 health, maybe using it as a bit of bait. And meanwhile, Alchemist going into the jungle does find a stacked up camp. Should probably throw out that acid spray just to speed up the farm. But he's going to get a lot of gold for this.
Dire's top tower.
Do the thing.
Down.
Mo money, mo items.
That Radiant's bottom tower.
We're gonna see the shockwaves coming fast from the Magnus, who has picked up his blink dagger. So we're gonna see a lot of nice RP initiates, hopefully, coming in from this Magnus. Car, meanwhile, coming in. Sand King does deny off that tower finally, so it looks like Storm Spirit's going to be heading into the treads next, just choosing to go for the Belder Giant strength more, or first for a bit more
Storm
survivability.
is asking the question, where is the party? The party is up here with this bounty hunter.
Shockz wisely
Gonna get the
backs
kill,
up.
though.
Oh,
the
Car
guy's
comes
gone!
in and zips in and gets Noobaholic. The RP gets thrown out, skewered back, but this is a Storm Spirit we're talking about. He's just going to go right back on SomeTails, who's in a lot of trouble, surrounded by the dire side, and he goes down. Car's still in, and in fact, the Rubik stealing off the RP and using it, goes down for his troubles, but manages to stun off Panic. Panic getting a double kill, a triple kill with the Eclipse and Lucid Beam. Jbone comes in a second too late, the stun comes off, but he does manage to kill that Lina. So a very, very nice shackle shot from the Windrunner there, landing on two heroes with the Eclipse. Sets up that triple kill. Another nice shackle shot landing on Shockz. The stun's coming through for Jbone, and Anuxi, oh, an excellent disruption, dodges the stun damage, but she's still going to go down. No, the troll trap comes out from the dominated creep, and she finally does go down to Car, who zips back in with that lower spawn time. Another track coming out. Noobaholic will be going down in a moment. Is tracked up, of course, can't stay away, and SomeTails is getting very aggressive. They do have a sentry ward here, so Shockz is not safe. SomeTail, with the skewer available, does miss the shockwave though, so I think they're going to back off for the moment. A very big team fight swinging both ways. Both teams just staying a little bit long after the engagement, but basically...
I mean, look at that score, 12-12. That's...
Yeah.
I mean, and the XP is almost the same. The gold is almost the same. This is very close.
It is a very close game indeed.
But that being said, with track gold and Gravel's grade,
yeah, I think it's a game that the Dire can definitely come back into. Car's doing an excellent job on the Storm Spirit here, getting a lot of pickoffs. Luna is going to farm up this stacked Ancient Camp, but I think the Dire the Dire don't know this is going on.
Top tower's in bad shape.
Panic letting his dominated creep go down. A bit of bad form. Oh, Car zips in there. He can see it's going on, but an excellent stun from Noobaholic. The disruption and the stun channel up. Oh, the RP is whiffed. Car zips out just in time. That's two ultimates wasted from the Radiant. Very unfortunate there.
Car gonna go back in.
Zips back in. Zips over the top. Maybe a bit of a fake out there. Comes back in and he sees Shockz here. It's going to be a nice stun coming up. An excellent play from Kara, I've got to say. The Magnus goes down as well, and that's going to be a 3-for-1 trade. The Rubik does go down again. But those are track kills there. We see Noobaholic breaking the invisibility. HDY is ready to come back. Car zips in just enough mana for the Vortex. Gets shackled, but it doesn't latch. And the stun and power shot are going to be enough to stop him from coming in again, I think. Meanwhile, Shockz just in the back end trying to possibly look for a pickoff. Has tracked up Noobaholic there, so he's not going to be able to hide in the trees. It'll be interesting to see if Car comes back in. I think it's a bit too long of a jump, but no, Jbone comes back in with a stun. Shockz gets shackled to the tree, followed up by the power shot and the stun. It's going to be enough. Car comes in, but the Jerome Jbone gets another kill. HDY is running away as fast as he can, and he will with the Windrun being available. Jbone does have the Hyperstone up, so it looks like he's going to be going for an Assault Cuirass. Just stop.
Excellent little stat there coming out from Juicy. Thank you very much for that.
Apparently it wasn't him, so I think that maybe Daniel's figured out how to do the stats and is trying to make Juicy look bad.
Oh, who knows?
It might be that.
No.
And Kathified using the ult very well here is going to recall the Alchemist in so he can farm up this wave. Excellent little support play there by Kathy. And Jbone is just a little bit off from picking up his Assault Cuirass. Gets the plate mail, so about 1,800 gold away And if we take a look at the net worth chart, it really has started to come through here. So the Alchemist is up at 8.6k, is the second farmer, so has overtaken the Magnus, Luna, and Winrunner. And the Radiant are starting to look like they're a bit in trouble. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to stop this Alchemist with the Luna. Of course, they do have the tools to try with the RP available for the team. One of the best late game spells to have as it goes through BKB. As well as
They have the technology.
And the Shackle Shot is very good for RPs because it groups everyone together. You're basically guaranteed a Shackle follow-up.
Yeah, don't want to overlap those though as well.
Yeah, exactly. It just really depends on how well Jbone can both position himself and how the team fights fold out for the Radiant here.
But look at that Stormspirit's farm just continuing to go.
Yeah, sitting at 10k, picks up the Ogre Club, so he's going to be going a BKB. Oh, he notices Anuxi trying to D-ward, and that's just a free kill.
10 times. He has 10 times the farm of Anuxi. It was obviously the position 5, but it's still only doing half as well as her her counterpart over on the dire side.
Yeah, BKB has been picked up by Luna. That's going to help a lot against the initiation powers of Ka. But of course, if Luna does pop that BKB, he can simply zip away for the duration. So, and unfortunately, it's not going to help too much about the right-click power of Jbone, who is only 600 gold now from his Assault Cuirass. So that just the farming power of an Alchemist, he was completely shut down. Well, not completely, but very, very well shut down in that tri-lane. And he's only kind of 2k off in net worth to a Storm Spirit that really has been running rampant over this Radiant team.
Yeah, he's sitting on 9 kills and only 1 death.
Some excellent play from Ka this game.
Madness. I mean, madness.
We're going to see a bit of a group up from the Radiant here. Not sure if they've got smoke. It doesn't look like it. Oh, a nice Shackle Shot gets Ka. If they're going to use the RP, they do, but I don't think they have the follow-up. Even the skill comes back, but he's just going to be able to zip out. Yeah, he does. There's no follow-up there. So Ka being able to get away, and SoapyCub stealing the RP and using it on nothing. Unfortunately, Ka even zips back in, but that's going to be a big mistake. Panic just throwing out the Eclipse. Jbone trying to kill off these heroes, but an excellent ultimate as well as Burrow Strike coming through from Noobaholic. Jbone getting a kill on the Windrunner and some nice straight gold before he dies, but does go down for his troubles. Really needs to get that BKB up.
Big mistake by Ka.
Oh, Ka comes back in and gets a double kill with the zip damage. Maybe a triple kill. Panic does pop that BKB, and we're going to see that 10-second BKB. I don't think it's going to be enough. Yes, it will. The mana regen just isn't there.
Yeah, he doesn't have the mana. Even with Kathy, that's the mana and backup.
But that is a 10-second BKB charge used up by the Luna just to run away back to base. It's not the way you want to be spending your charges.
No, of course not.
Oh, Shockz knows that that SomeTails is here. Just needs to keep that track up. Ka comes in, and it's going to be the death of SomeTails. Ka already on a killing spree after only dying a moment ago.
Shockz wisely holding onto that shuriken, waiting for him to TP out.
Yeah, has finished up his BKB as well. Kathified looks like she's going to have that mechanism in about 700 more gold. And we're going to see a tower go down on for the Dire. Going to pick up some extra gold here. It's something that both teams sort of lack, is the pushing power. Alchemist is going to come online with his AC, which he has picked up. But apart from that kind of one item, there's not much, well, not many skills really that go into pushing. You can kind of blast down waves with Fade Bolt, Illuminate, and Remnant, but it's not the best pushing towers. It's good for pushing waves, though.
Radiant's bottom towers seen better days.
Well, waves do take towers, so...
Technical
they do. It does help them, but creeps are probably the slowest way to take a tower.
Yeah.
You kind of...
It's no DP ulti.
Exactly. It's not like it's a Leshrac Edict or something like that. Kathified just going to take some farm from the Radiant side by killing off this camp.
And she needs it. I gotta say that for a Keeper of the Light, this is a pretty late...
top tower.
And then she gets nothing, because the storm takes
Ka just zips in.
Yeah, she's not getting as much farm as she'd like.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
Exactly.
But I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Oh, I don't know. So, ooh, it looks like we might see a big team fight in mid. The Dire really want to push this mid tower out.
Kai is just, I mean, Jbone is just going to farm up at top. Which is what he should be doing. Just keep on escalating himself.
Exactly, he's almost caught up in farm. Oh, that RP again thrown out by SoapyCub on nothing. I'm not sure if he realizes the range on that, but it does also run out, so I don't know, I guess just maybe wanting to use it before it expires, but also managing to hit no one with it from that steal. Jbone building up a basher again is only 350 gold away, so it looks like he's going to be building into an abyssal to semi-combat the BKB that Luna has. Bounty Hunter killing off Shadow Demon, left alone in the mid, and we might see a zip in from Car under the tower. We do see the power shot, so he knows she's there. Is he going to jump?
At 30 minutes, we finally picked up that mech on the coddle there, so it's going to give him a little bit of help in the team fight there.
It certainly
Looks
will.
like we lost one.
Bit of a late mech though.
It is, but she has been doing the right thing. She's been leaving the farm for the Storm Spirit and the Alchemist, which is really the only way they were going to get back in this game. A mech early on wouldn't have helped them as much as a Bloodstone on Car or the Shadow Blade pickup.
And look, there goes another...
And look, another BKB charge.
That's the 9-second charge.
But
Gone
that's the thing.
Purely from a quick zip, and he just runs away, loses nothing.
And that's the thing, Storm Spirit forces that, because if she didn't pop it, she was going to die. And in fact, zips back in straight away, knows it's down, excellent scouting from Shockz, and that's going to be a trap kill on the Luna. The way this game's developing, I'm not sure if the Radiant really have a chance. They failed twice to kill Car within that RP, and even if they do, he's got such a short respawn with a 13 charge Bloodstone. He's going to be able to either buy back or just come back into the game, and then zip in straight away if he picks up his Boots of Travel. It does look like he's going to be going for a Shiver's Guard first, though.
My oh my. Rubik, I would really love to see you have a stolen spell.
Of course, he's
This indicates to me that you haven't seen another hero for 180 seconds.
Pretty much. He's been very weak, and the Radiant are playing very defensively. Or the Wind Run thrown out by HDY, he's going to have to go back soon. The Mana Leak thrown out as well. Car should be able to come in on this Jbone using the stun on Anuxi, and she just explodes to the damage of the two carries on the Dire side. If we take a look at the experience graph, it's almost 10k in favor of the Dire, and the gold is at around 8k in favor of the Dire as well.
I'm just watching this Rubik. I want to see him steal something.
Yeah. Let's see if he does. An interesting stat there. So,
I don't know where he's getting these stats.
DotA.com. Stat set.
I see.
Ooh, a shackle shot up on Car. We're going to see the RP and the Eclipse. The BKB not able to be popped. DotA Academy, in fact. The Eclipse still going off, hitting on a lot of heroes here. SoapyCub steals it off and is actually returning it to those heroes. Panic almost goes down, but manages to escape with some help from his supports. Shockz is stuck here with no invis for another 5 seconds. Is there going to be a follow-up shackle shot? No, it's on cooldown.
Radiant's top tower is taking
down to a mere 7 seconds on that Panic's BKB.
Yeah, but a nice kill off on Car. They really did need that, but as you saw, it took 2 ultimates and a shackle shot to kill him off, and they can't rely on that every single fight. Because if they do...
Just like, okay, this is what Khan used to do. Just go, yeah, and kill. That's it.
That's the thing. If they're using these 3 spells just to take down a Storm Spirit, what happens to the Alchemist?
Yeah.
He's still very far up. And I would actually like to see the Dire take out Roshan. They definitely have a map advantage, and it would be a good idea for them to take advantage of that and kill off the Roshan with the Dire side advantage as well.
Yeah, Alchemist could definitely take him all by his lonesome.
We do see a gem pickup from the Windrunner, so hopefully, and also an Orchid, so hopefully trying to do a bit of de-warding, get a bit of map vision back, as well as being able to spot out that Alchemist as well as Bounty Hunter, possibly being able to get a little surprise kill at the start when they don't realize that gem is up. And the Bounty Hunter has been very aggressive this game, so it looks like he might be running into the jungle. The Windrunner isn't there just yet. But in fact, the whole Dire side are going into this jungle. They're going to go onto these heroes, and this gem pickup might be horrible.
Oh, Windrunner's coming in though, but...
Oh, going on Anuxi here.
Anuxi saves herself.
before it comes out, Windrunner is coming in. The dust is popped. SomeTails skewers in. They found Shockz, who gets shackled up, and this is going to be his death.
Bit of an unnecessary dust there with the gem.
Yes, indeed.
They are going to be able to double ward down.
Oh, Car comes in. Is going to be able to pick off Anuxi. The BKB is popped as well. There's going to be no lockdown for this. Even pops the Shiver's Gun as well. Oh, a nice blink forward by SomeTails. Could get him with the RP now, but decides not to use it. The Shackle Shot comes out, doesn't latch, and they're going to have to go back now. Alchemist coming forward with the stun. But they do have the gem. He's going to self-stun possibly. No, he doesn't. And manages to cancel off the ultimate. But Panic doing a lot of damage. One more right click and Alchemist does go down. In the middle of 3, not knowing that gem was up.
Panic very happy, I think, that didn't miss on the uphill.
Oh, definitely. I think keyboards would have been broken if that had missed.
It would have gone on YouTube.
And we're going to see... Yeah, we're going to see that that gem work out really well for HDY. The dust kind of threw them off, maybe thinking, oh, they only saw me because of the dust and didn't realize the gem was on the Windrunner. But after the initiation on Jbone, they should know by now. It is a commonplace for sentry wards, but they would have spotted one with their own sentry, so they should know that that gem is up. Ping's coming out from the Dire. Sorry, on Windrunner. No, on Windrunner, on Roshan. Because they thought that the Radiant might be doing it, but they're definitely not. Being very defensive right now and don't have any vision on the map really at all. If we take a quick look, their vision is currently the creeps because they're in this area, and then it's just nothing. It's just that. That's their vision at the moment. To be fair, the Dire side isn't too much better. It is a bit further out because they do have the tower, still have their top T1 tower 36 minutes into the game. So, you know, decent defending there. Kathified is being gone on. She's going to go down to the power shot, in fact, of HDY. And the Shackle Shot comes out on Soapy as well. Nice little pickup there. Double kill for HDY. The BKB and TP is swapped. Is he going to RP it? No, he doesn't. Thinking that he might not have the time, and he would be right. Car zips away, and they're not going to be able to catch him. Oh no, Noobaholic blinks forward and gets a skewer. And a blink RP coming as well, but Luna isn't in the area, and the Shackle Shot as well as the Eclipse mini stun isn't enough to keep him down. So that's going to be... Ooh, another stun dodged by Car. So that's going to be an RP and an Eclipse used, and it's not going... Oh no, the Eclipse was used far before. It's only just about to come off cooldown. So that's going to be another RP used, and Car not dying. Shockz coming out very boldly, gets awkwarded, and a dust again thrown out by Anuxi. I guess you may as well use them, you already have the gem, and it's going to be another kill. So the Radiant are really doing a good job of getting back into this game. If we take a look at the XP graph, it's taken a very sharp upwards turn. They've regained 6k experience, no, 8k experience, sitting up at only 2k under. They're going to get another kill on
trouble again.
No, pops off the mat. Car comes in. BKB popped. He's going to be able to pick off Anuxi, but Panic also popping his BKB, throwing out the Eclipse, but it's going to hit on no one. A couple of hits left on Car, who also gets taken out as... Oh, but Storm Spirit denies himself with the suicide, comes right back, is going to come out and zip out. The Alchemist getting a nice Abyssal stun on the Luna, ensures the kill on her. We hear Car zipping around, picking up a triple kill. Noobaholic going down. And SomeTails going to be going down as well. They were doing so well, but getting a bit overconfident. The suicide from Storm Spirit and zipping back in. Excellent play from Car. Turns a 2-for-0 engagement into, technically, or I suppose 3 for 4, but with Car committing suicide, it's put it back in favor of the Dire. So after a big increase in favor of the Radiant, kind of stabilizes out at around 3k experience in way of the Dire, as well as 12k gold, and they're going to steal this Ancient stack. This is very bad news for the Radiant. Jbone getting a lot of gold for this, has his Abyssal, has a lot of health up now. I'd really like to see him go for a heart. I think all he really needs...
First time I've seen the Bloodstone used...
The suicide.
Suicidal in any of the games we've commentated.
Yep, definitely. It's the first time for us. And really excellent play from Car there. Alchemist is actually going to be going for a BKB, so only just off that, and with, on the end of that team fight, it looks like they're going to be taking out Roshan. Jbone really can take him down solo right now. I don't know why he's kind of waiting for his teammates. You can see the damage coming out of Roshan just from him with the acid spray, as well as the bash chance from Abyssal. Roshan is just being manhandled. And this is probably going to be an Aegis for Jbone, I want to say. No, Storm Spirit picks it up.
Storm Spirit. He doesn't want to lose those bottles, the bloodstone charges, if he can avoid it.
He does come back with full mana, so it is very good for a team fight. But I still think with all the lockdown that they have, they should have put on a different hero. The Shackle Shot comes out, kathified taking a lot of damage. It's going to go down. The RP gets thrown out on Car. No damage dealt because he's in BKB. And also the stun comes out. The return RP on 3 from SoapyCub. This is disastrous for the Radiant. Jbone coming in. Panic throwing out a good Eclipse, though, doing a lot of damage. Already a double kill. Chasing on Jbone. Decides to give up and go for the easier kills. No. Chasing after Car, who's still here, who has a double kill. The Electric Vortex comes out. Jbone comes out. It's a triple kill for Car. And HDY is on the run. Will it be a team wipe for the Dire side? I don't think Car has enough mana to zip all the way. The track gets thrown out. But I think HDY is just too far. No, stops!
HDY is just stopped!
Oh, just gets 4-stuffed forward and turns back. But no, we're going to see a buyback from Luna, which is definitely necessary at this point. Otherwise, Alchemist is just going to take that T3 tower and the racks.
That was bizarre.
But the buyback is forced out, and we're going to see the Aegis still up on Car, I believe. Let me double check that. Yep, Aegis still up on Car, as well as 4 heroes down on the side of the Radiant, with many of them being track kills. We look at the experience and man, that dipped after that fight. We're sitting at 15k experience lead for the Dire, as well as almost a 20k gold lead. This is, I gotta say, it's looking pretty dire for the Radiant.
It's fairly it's looking dire for the Radiant, is it?
It's, yeah, it's not a good spot to be in. Alchemist has finished up his BKB, comes to deliver it to himself, finally drops his Stout Shield out. Here I am, clicking like a fool.
You still needs his Stout Shield, it's important.
Of course, of course. I'd really like to see him pick up some Boots of Travel, swap out those treads, and then move his TP slot and turn it into either a Heart or an MKB.
Yep, all very solid. I mean, that would let him take out that Windrunner, and so she doesn't run away.
Exactly. We see some calls of lag coming out, so it lets us have a little bit of time to reflect on the game. At the moment, the Alchemist is almost 10k ahead in net worth to the top farmer on the Radiant, who is in fact the Windrunner. Doing a very good job with the Orchid, who did also pick up a Maelstrom for a bit more right-click damage. No, she's in the semi-carry role at the moment. Panic with the BKB and Manta and Helm of the Dominator, but really lacking those damage items. Still has quite a bit because of the aura and the way that the glaives kind of scale into the late game. But by this point, you'd really want to see a damage item like the MKB or maybe a butterfly coming out from her. So a little bit underfarmed at this point. Noobaholic, who's been doing a great job on the Sand King, getting off some great Blink Burrow strikes as well as some good ultimates in these team fights, does have his Blink Dagger, of course, and quite poor outside of that, which is pretty standard for a Sand King. Anuxi sitting at the bottom of our net worth chart, 41 minutes into the game, almost 42, and all she has is brown boots and a wand. This is this is pretty much the true 5 support role.
Yeah, yeah, truly taking one for the team. With the position 5 there.
SoapyCub doing an excellent job with the RP last fight, catching 3 heroes and really turning kind of a dicey situation for the Dire into a really, really good win for them. Does look like he picked up the headdress, so probably transitioning into a pipe. Possibly was going to pick up a mech at the same time. Kathy was building one and then decided to go for the mech instead.
Yep, a fair change of stratagem there.
And Shockz, meanwhile, does have the drums and BKB up, as well as 4.6k. I wonder what he's saving for. Maybe we're going to see a bit of a late-game Desolator, just to help kind of hit down those towers and for the negative armor in conjunction with Acid Spray and AC. And we do see the Desolator pick up. And sell. Yeah, he's sold it straight away, so not the Desolator pickup. He instead goes for an ultimate orb.
Maybe a little bit of a mistake there.
I'm not sure what he's really going to do with an ultimate orb, though. Maybe...
Be ultimate.
Maybe he wants to build up a Skadi, or maybe a Scythe. I'm not sure, maybe even a Mantis style, but I think probably with the ultimate orb, let's see what that goes into. I'm pretty sure I've said everything that it goes into. Lincoln Sphere. Probably going for the Lincoln Sphere, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
Stop those shackles.
Apparently the carry died. I'm not concerned about that.
Yeah, no, just completely missing that.
He's dead. I don't
Aren't we
care.
amazing? And he must have been extremely overextended at that point. I'm guessing the gem caught him out, tried to Shadow Blade away and wasn't able to. It looks like the RP was spent on it. Yep, there you go. So BKB TP was trying, and the RP manages to catch the bone. Car's zipping away, but HGY is going to come forward, gets awkwarded. Car's in a bit of trouble, but he's got so much armor. Sitting at 28 armor currently, and Keeper of the Light's going to recall him. SoapyCub possibly in a bit of a bad situation now, and is going for that pipe, as mentioned before. It looks like the Radiant are trying to push the top as Alchemist is down, and Shockz is very low. Looks like he's just going to regen up. But the Radiant poised very aggressively at the moment. I'd like to see a bit more aggressive wards come out from them. Bounty Hunter buys up a Vladimir's offering.
I haven't got any smoke or anything, so they're up here not really hunting. I mean, they're just hoping someone will sort of wander into their little Venus flytrap up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Kathified
does have the 4-staff up now. They are grouping, just kind of 5-man killing off these jungle creeps. If I were that Wild Wing, I would be shitting my pants.
Wild Wings don't wear pants.
Car zips forward. Oh, and the silence comes out from HGY. It's an excellent pickup. Good shackle follow-up. And the Aegis is going to be popped for the Storm Spirit, but the Dire is coming in quick. They're going to have to do this very quickly if they want to take him out. Car already takes down the Shadow Demon. The Eclipse gets thrown out. The RP thrown out by SomeTails. Catches too. Jbone, though, getting very aggro. I'm not sure why he's turning around. Does have the Vlad's Bounty Hunter there at the moment. Car does go down. Jbone re-engages. Kills off the Luna. And that's going to be a 4-for-1 trade. The Aegis is spent, but that is 4 kills the way of the Dire.
They kind of abandoned Car a little bit there.
HDY trying to get back in, throws out the Orchid on Shockz, but if he gets in range, he's going to hit off that Janata, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Is he going to follow up with the Shuriken? He does. That's a full team up. The gem's on the ground. But I don't think he realizes it. Really needs to free up a spot for that. Yeah, drops the TP and now has a gem. That's a full team wipe. Let's look at the buyback status. Does Luna have it? There's no buyback on the Luna. In fact, there's no buyback on anyone except for the Windrunner on the side of the Radiant. So the Dire should just be able to push this in and take down the top racks if they do it quickly.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, the gem not being able to be destroyed now. It's such a question as to whether you want to... What do you want to sacrifice to pick that up?
But they're choosing not to go in, even though they know the RP's down. It was used in the last fight. No, Car jumps in and it's going to be the death of Anuxi. Pops the BKB, so dodges the stun from Noobaholic. Jbone not throwing out the stun. Instead stuns himself, but Storm Spirit's going to be able to pick off this Sand King. Car is now godlike 22, 5, 11 at the moment. And this is going to be the top lane of Rax. There's nothing that a Magnus and a Luna can do by themselves. The Windrunner will be respawning soon. Oh, a zip forward. Panic is caught. And he gets taken down. No, an excellent 4-man RP coming out from SomeTails. The BKB's popped off, but he gets Abyssal Bladed by Jbone and he goes down. Car, meanwhile, picking up the Luna. So that is going to be at least one lane of Rax, if not more, and I think this is really the good game. Experience is 25k in favor of the Dire, and the gold is a whopping almost 28k, and the FF coming out from HDY, his trademark good game.
And thank you to Juicy for pointing out that most obvious of stats. Naturally, a bounty hunter with track will overtake you in GPM.
Who'da thunk it?
And-
Who'da thunk it?
Radiant's middle
Let's just point out that the so-called off lane and safe lane, they were in a 1v1 lane,
no
so
idea how many that was.
realistically the fact that his farm has eclipsed the Lunas isn't that surprising.
Indeed. Oh, Anuxi is going to be picked up again. Poor Anuxi, sitting at about 2k net worth at the end of the game. Take a quick look at the scores, sitting at 3-14-10. But there's not much a poor little Shadow Demon can do with a big bad Storm Spirit and Alchemist. Even the Bounty Hunter can solo kill her, so just an unfortunate game. And Bounty Hunter did pick up that Scythe as well as Car having a Scythe as well, so really there.
Streaks of lightning across the screen.
Radiant's bottom rags didn't make it. Radiant's mid tower.
So there we go, the Dota is Hard website will be launched very soon. Definitely
Taking
stay
advantage of that
tuned.
Dota is hard newbie game, what am I looking for?
Things ain't
Picture.
Group
right.
team
Image.
change.
Oh, the RP's thrown out. We're going to see a bit of a comeback from the Radiant. Are they going to take him down? No, the Creeps finished the game off. So, good
Panic.
game, well
Oh,
played.
ruining his score. Ruining his last score. They're getting 2 extra kills. Was on 10-10-10. I've just
How
that's that
sad.
oh, and good. Roshan respawns in a minute. Thank you, Valve.
That's good to know, good to know. So an excellent game coming up from both teams there. Really man of the match, definitely going to Carl there. Just amazing play on the Storm Spirit. The suicide into the zip back in into a triple kill. Just really setting up a lot of plays with his ballsy moves as well.
Yeah, impressive stuff.
Definitely.
We can see why he has why he has that.
Has that
as
Storm
his-
Spirit profile pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Good tip for going against people. If they have a Storm Spirit profile pick, probably a good idea to ban off that Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I have a Lena pick, but it's not necessary to ban off Lena. I'm terrible.
I have a Bulbasaur pick, so don't ban Bulbasaur.
Don't ban Bulbasaur. Don't do it. Love Bulbasaur.
So good game, everybody.